All right, Twitch is up. Is it there? Ah, YouTube is now. Well, YouTube is already up. YouTube vertical is now up. Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I am, as always, your master of ceremonies, the Richard. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, ladies and I should get away from that while I'm speaking loudly. Gentlemen, we are here to start choosing my next Warhammer army because now it's good. I'm not buying anything today, to be clear. I'm not buying anything today. But we're getting to a point where I'm starting to pay off some of my outstanding bills. I'm making some pretty good money now, thank God. I'm only a month into this job, and I am not done paying off bills yet, or getting started on other debts that I am going to that I want to get taken care of. I want to get squared away. Nothing life-ending, nothing crazy. This is not a plea for money. But yeah, I'm at a point where I can actually start thinking about other things, and I'm not buying anything today. But in my experience, when it comes to getting stuff, also I should probably turn on my chat so I can see if anyone shows up to the stream. I'm gonna be honest, I never adjusted to the fact that people if I'm on, people will come and watch me. I never really adjusted to that. It's cool. But I'm still adjusting to that, even though it's 5 people still. It's cool, and I should probably connect my chat so they can actually talk to me. Anyway, I'm at a point where I can actually start thinking about, after I buy some more materials, I am out of Tamiya extra thin plastic cement. Tamiya extra thin plastic cement. One of the best, actually, no joke, one of the best products you'll ever use if you're painting Warhammer. Tamiya extra thin plastic cement. It's great. Anyway, after I get bills, start paying off debts, just get the ball rolling on some things, let some companies know that, yeah, I do plan to pay this off. We'll talk. Once we get that squared away and get some sort of supplies paid off, collected, the next big thing is going to be, yeah, I can start actually purchasing an army. Sorry, I'm a little out of it. The whole reason I was late to this stream, because I said I was going to start at midnight. The whole reason I'm late today is that I actually was, shit. Oh, it's been a long day. I just got off work about 2 hours ago now. We're in the middle of a blizzard, and it took me longer, and it was more painful to get home than I thought it was going to be. Not by much, but, it's just annoying. It took me a little longer to get settled in than I thought. Forgive me. Anyway, I'm trying to get thinking about the next army, and I have a couple different ideas that I'd like to run through. And hey, if anyone shows up, we'll see if they think they look neat. I'm gonna get that pulled up. I got a couple different ideas. I mean, obviously, one of the number one things to figure out is, okay, what version of Warhammer do I want to even start with? Do I even want to paint a Warhammer army specifically? To be honest, there are actually some other good, genuinely good, there are some other good miniature collections that I could start collecting. There are always more, well, I don't really want to do Star Wars models, so that's not really even relevant. Yeah, there are some new Star Wars models that are interesting, but nothing that I'm, have felt moved to build an army out of. By at all. So, aside from that, there are the Fallout models from Modiphius, which I haven't really explored too much, but they look okay. They're not great, but neither are the ones that came with this Fallout board game by Fantasy Flight Games. Made this one, and it also came with models that were underwhelming at best, but they were still interesting. They were still unique sculpts, and I appreciated that, even if they weren't very dynamic. That's not always a bad thing, even. Can add a personality of its own. And I'm a good painter. I like a good challenge. I like I've really been trying to explore non-Warhammer stuff because I would actually like to start painting other things, maybe canvases and stuff like that. And I'm in a sense easing myself off by painting more and more simplistic models, and then maybe very vast busts. Actually, that could be a fun project. I am getting a 3D printer. That's another thing that's on my list of things I would like to buy. If I ever get my 3D printer working and I could just paint busts or pillars, things like that. That could be interesting. Just doing patterns. I want to move toward painting that's not necessarily like filling in the gap, filling in the blanks, the advanced coloring book. I feel like I'd like to explore that more. We'll see. Anyway, that's a long ways off. I am thinking about it, though. I am thinking about it. I am thinking about doing that, and that could be interesting. But as far as miniatures today, I do have a couple of ideas. Most notably, I want to do a human army. Honestly, I like the Stormcast Eternals. They are human, but I want to do fantasy guardsmen. I want to paint some. You guys know I love painting infantry. If you've known my painting for any amount of time, I love painting infantry. I love painting rank and file troops. I love being able to apply a paint job not as oh, this one individual thing that I did and I forgot half the steps along the way, but whatever, at least it's unique. I'm not a big fan of doing that. What I really like doing is actually trying to fill things out as a pattern, as something that can be reconstructed. I try to. I'm not always successful at it, but that's what I try to go for because I like the idea of my stuff being replicatable, and I like the idea of being able of my I don't know. I forget. I don't know. My brain is all over the place. Like I said, I got off work 2 hours ago. I am going to just go ahead and get started, to be honest. I've just got Amazon pulled up here. Nothing fancy. This is an after-work stream. I have no desire other than to just look at some miniatures. Ooh, wow, I got to make some adjustments here. Sorry, give me 1 second, OBS here. There we go. There we go. Do I have an overlay for this one? Oh, that's also just terribly put together. Got to remove those black bars. Hang on. One moment. Do I have an overlay that works with this? One day I also need to make a video about my OBS setup because I feel like that would be really helpful information, especially to other... Yo, hey, welcome back. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I know that the internet moves quickly, and I've been gone for last couple of weeks. The truth is though, it's for good reason. It's actually for good reason. I was unemployed for a while, got a job, and it's a job I really like. I'm not going to get too into detail, but I really, really like what I'm doing, and it's fun and it pays well. Yeah. At last time, maybe summer. Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess, I've been at this job. I have not been making content at all, really, since I got this job, and it's been about a month now, outside of the occasional live stream, and before that, things kind of fell off a cliff, but YouTube in one day. Oh, yeah, that is correct, yes. I had that, what was that random video? I think it was the one about the Minnesota shooter, which I suppose was relevant information, so I'm kind of glad that if one was going to take off, it was that one, but yeah. That one that got I think I woke up the next morning and it had 87,000 views. I have no idea why. And I just was never able to replicate that success since, which really sucks. Though YouTube's been more lenient on me, I guess, as of late. Funny enough, a bunch of my older videos in the last month, since I stopped posting entirely, I've started seeing a bunch of my older videos actually getting a bit of promotion, and I still get the occasional comment on those, which I was not before when I was posting regularly, which I found very strange. I don't know, one of those quirks to how YouTube works, I guess. I have no idea. But I've never gotten close to that number of views yet. I do suspect I might know why, in part, though. There was a... I don't know. I don't want to spread conspiracy theories about how YouTube works, because I really don't know. But it's funny to me, I ended up putting a complaint about... Oh, God, this is so petty, now that I'm actually, like, saying it out loud. But that's a good thing. It's good for me to realize it, I suppose. I put in a complaint about one of my videos, like, not getting enough views. As a YouTuber, everyone, I'm sure, goes through that phase. I'm hoping. Or else I'm just going to look like a petty son of a bitch. Also, I don't have the chat on this screen right now, on the horizontal. Wait, hang on. I meant to change that, and then I completely forgot. I'm sorry. You got me all... let's see. That one work? I don't think that one will work. But let me see. Sorry, just one sec. I'm gonna figure that out. Overlay. No. Hang on. I'm trying to put the chat on screen here, but I've got it in a weird place. No, that's fine. Here, I'll just switch over so we can have the chat on there. Yeah, I'll just switch. Yeah, I'll just put up the face cam. That's fine. Ignore the queue over there. Don't worry about it. Buying from Amazon. Oh yeah, sorry. We're starting my next Warhammer army. I've always been a big Warhammer. Well, as with many hobbyists, I got into Warhammer during COVID. It was I got really into painting around that time, and I've just fallen in love with it, and I've continued doing it ever since. So now I'm deciding what miniatures I want to paint next. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm hoping. People playing some games looks like Fallout 4, but in space. And there's always a new space-themed first-person shooter out, I'm sure. Very liberal game, though. I mean, it's hilarious you say that, because at my new job, I'm the token liberal. Outer Worlds 2? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's just depressing, though. That's depressing. And I thought you were joking, but no, yeah, I also heard that game was super liberal. Which is happening way too much these days. Way too many of the game studios are being staffed by millennials. And millennials can't get over the gay shit. Sorry about that, by the way, as a millennial myself, or on the edge. Sorry about that. My generation was one responsible for shoving the gay into everything. Have you actually played it, or is it just you've just seen clips? I have not played it. I've only seen clips, and it's been a little bit ridiculous. But also very in keeping. I don't know. Watch stream. Oh, okay. So you've seen quite a bit of the gameplay overall. All right, fair enough. Yeah. I've only watched a couple of clips, so I can't say I really know it. Yo, Azure, welcome in, welcome in. Good morning. I'm about to go to sleep in about 2 hours. When this stream ends in about an hour and a half, I'm going to fucking pass out. Afternoon, good evening, and good night. Every discussion, how much capitalism corporations suck. I mean, it has gotten tiring. It has gotten tiring. It's funny. I recently lost a bunch of my as someone who falls very much in the middle, and at the end of this story, you'll know why I feel comfortable describing myself as in the middle politically. I recently lost a bunch of my closest friends because they're very hardcore liberal. They're good people. It's not I don't care that they're liberal, but they very much care that I identify as a conservative. That's the most gay fucking way to describe it. But yeah, that's how I describe myself generally. And I don't know. I just couldn't get on board with some of this shit they were doing. I can't get on board with having the gay shoved into all my fucking video games. I'm just really tired of it. I'm really tired of the gay. That's just it. And it's I don't care about the gays. The gays generally are nice people. I have nothing against them. I'm just tired of the gay being in everything. Everything. Get it out of my first person shooters, please. Like, oh god. Oh god. And you know, The Outer Worlds 1 had that problem too. All the characters were so millennial coded. It felt so like it I was hyped for The Outer Worlds 1. I was genuinely hyped for that game. I was like, I'm not expecting it to be Fallout New Vegas, but if they can take a shot that's just flawed, you know, I could at least trust Obsidian to take a shot at doing a New Vegas again. And even if it was flawed, I'd have been like, okay, you're not the studio you once were, but make a game that's fun. It didn't even reach that. It didn't even reach that. And that's what really hurt about The Outer Worlds 1. And it wasn't even just the gay. It wasn't the fact that the sidekick they clearly expected you to associate with the most was the fucking redhead with the Rachel Maddow haircut who went out to live as a rebel on her own, and I'm gonna be a pirate. And oh my god, she goes and did it, and she's a girl boss, and she's a doctor, she an educated woman. And it's like, and you her whole side quest is going to fight with her parents. And like literally the entire time I am playing this fucking quest, I am like, this is every time I have dated a millennial woman. At some point, I get dragged to her house to defend her to her fucking parents who just don't understand her. Look, I did find a man, but he's not gonna call himself that. It's millennial white women just fucking ruin everything, and I'm so tired of them. This has been a longer rant than I thought it was going to. Whatever. It'll be what it'll be. Oh my god. Pulling an all-nighter? Oh, don't do that. It's so bad for you. It really is. No, keep the sleep schedule. Going from unemployed to employed, I cannot tell you how glad I am to now be on a rigid sleep schedule. It is so much better for me. It is actually fucking ridiculous. Like, do that. Get back on it. Yeah, it's just as far as the millennials, like oh god. Some game studio is going to have to be the one to really understand that the gay is just, it's over. Like, no one cares. Like, honestly, half the reason it's over is no one just cares anymore. Nobody gives a shit if you're gay. It's 2025. You know, there aren't really that many racist grandpas anymore who've never, like, you know, there aren't that many Civil War veterans. You know, they're pretty much gone. There aren't many even racist grandpas that have never saw a black person living out in the woods of Mississippi. Even they have TikTok. They know what a black person is. They might have some wrong-headed ideas, but whatever, you know? And at this point, they kind of know they're wrong-headed too. I don't know. It's like stop shoving the messaging and everything. Just make things fun games, you know? It's just a shame. Like, I don't care. I just don't care anymore. And that's what really sucks about having this messaging continue to be like the norm, you know? Like the messaging about like, oh my god, the gays are too precious, and like, you know, the poor will rise up, oh my god, you know, like the kind of like communist shit that feels like it was written by kids from the suburbs, you know, like the most token, like imagine the most like Tommy Hilfiger wearing, you know, fucking goes out to Denver, Colorado, probably to vacation in the winters during winter break. You know, that kind of white person. Like, imagine that just like going on rants for an entire the length of an entire game, however long the Outer Worlds one was, to tell you how important it to lecture you about capitalism. That's it. Just spend that person, that white person is lecturing you about capitalism and its ills. The guy who winters in Colorado and summers in Southern California. His dad is owns part of a vineyard or something. You know, like, come on, like that guy lecturing you about capitalism for like 8 hours. That's what the Outer Worlds one felt like, it wasn't even interesting to listen to. It like, oh god, the Outer Worlds. What a shame. What a fucking shame about that studio. They can smell they're just trying to get there. They're just in it for the money. You're right. You're right. Outer Worlds 2 is so yappy. I haven't played it. I'm trying. As much as it sucks seeing it everything, I am like trying to go into things with an open mind. I'm trying not to judge Outer Worlds 2 yet. I haven't played it. I've just seen clips. But I played the first game quite a bit. It sucked. For all the reasons that people admit that 2 sucks. And it's like, you can't, like, when you make the same mistake twice, that's when the audiences will really roast the hell out of you. Like, when it happens twice, when it's clear that it's intentional, that's when audiences really stop being nice. You can make a mistake once with an audience, and that's okay. You know, as long as the other parts of it work, you know, that's why critics are often so hated, is because they're the job of a critic is to see it the first time and to point it out. And that can cause a point, because, you know, if it gets corrected in the second one, then people look back and think, oh, the critic was just being an ass. You know, even if they were genuinely right, it doesn't matter. You know, people will just think they're being an asshole. But when it happens twice, you know, when you spend 2 games lecturing people about non-binary pronouns or some shit, you know, like people are going to realize, oh, this is going to be a pattern if we let this happen, you know? And it's just a shame. A bad parody, smug mocking of those sides. Yeah, wait, and in the game there's 2 factions, the religious and the ultra-capitalist, that's insane. First of all, religion and capitalism go together like this. Like, Christianity has been used, you know, like, capitalist ideas finding themselves becoming sort of lateral to Christian values in a very exploitative kind of way is actually quite common in Western culture, especially American culture. You know, themes of submitting to one's debts or whatever, and you know, there are some good things too, but also, I mean, even oh god, I'm too tired for this. I'm too tired for this conversation. I'm sorry. Look it up. Just, you can believe me or not. I can't think of any good examples. But religion and capitalism, for the point of this, what I am quite certain, though more specific examples escape me. Religion and capitalism can go very well together. There's no reason that they can't. But they're both just bad parody, smug mocking of those sides. Wow, so there's just not even like a good guy? Man, they really, if that's the case, then they really did not understand what worked about Fallout New Vegas. Like, the NCR being almost likable is part of what you like about them, even though, like, their flaws are so goddamn obvious. I liked the fact that the NCR was somewhat likable. Auntie's Choice, just a ripoff of Moms from Future. It was. I remember that from the first game. It absolutely was just a straight ripoff of Moms from Future. It could be. Let me correct my statement. It could potentially be seen by some viewers who are not me necessarily. That don't sue me. Whatever. Could have been Moms from Futurama. Whatever. Yeah. It definitely felt like that. I don't know. I hope they can start making good games again. That would be nice. It'd be nice if studios could maybe hire some younger talent, or even older talent if they could get them to come back. You know, there's a lot of talented guys out there. You know, people who aren't I think a lot of gaming is just a lot of it's millennial. A lot of it's just millennials. You know, it's a very specific base of that video games pander to. And it's really alienating the younger guys who pretty much just play like Battlefield or Call of Duty. You know, there's a whole world of gaming there that a lot of young men I'm noticing just don't even understand. And that's fine. You don't have to like gaming, but like, man, like so much of gaming culture being so deeply millennial. The gay shit being one example. The anti-capitalist stuff being a good other example. Ripping off Futurama characters is another good example. Wayward Realms, a spiritual successor to Daggerfall. Guy who was in charge of Bethesda, the game back then, had a huge part in the Wayward Realms project. Sadly, he passed away lately. Hang on. We're going to look at that because that sounds interesting as all hell. That sounds super interesting. Let's go look at that, shall we? That sounds super interesting. I will go look at that. Hang on. This is going to look a little bit awkward, but that's fine. It's just in a weird shape. Let's take a look at that. You said Wayward Realms. Wayward. I really hope nothing embarrassing comes up on here. We'll find out. Who knows? Let me see. All right. Julian LaFay. Let me see. Still marked as coming soon. Ooh, no date. We have a devlog. Let me see. An honest update, setbacks, and solutions. This was posted on October 17th. It was about a month and a half ago. Okay. Man. That is a shame. Oh, this was very recent. Oh, wow. Julian oversaw the art, programming, design teams. Sorry, let me adjust the UI real fast to make it a little easier to read for those on mobile. There you go. Sorry, it's still going to block it. I'll try to keep it at the bottom of the screen because the chat's going to block it if you're on. First action role-playing game, first-person perspective. It was like Daggerfall. Okay. All right. I mean, they can promise a lot of things. Whether or not they could have, who knows. Tremendous personal loss for our team, but it will not stop the development of the Wayward Realms. Oversaw art, programming, design teams, ensuring those aspects of the game met his technical standards. Primary focus was virtual game master system. Okay. Man. All right. Still on track to release Wayward Realms Access in late 2025. Obviously, this is a huge delay, but interesting. Okay. Since we had a true RPG. What was the last, like, real good RPG that we had? It's been a while. You're not wrong. I'm trying to think, what was the last great one that I read? Or, I'm going to take these notes off the screen. Probably don't need that. I suppose I could change it to something. Oblivion, if you ask me. I think Skyrim should be on that list. Look, I never played Morrowind. I did play it the hell out of Oblivion. Oblivion was my first RPG. I put thousands of hours into Oblivion. I love Oblivion, okay? I love it. The Thieves Guild questline is one of the greatest quests ever written. It is incredible, all right? But come on. Put Skyrim on the list. Don't be like that. Like, the fact that so many Bethesda fans still think that Skyrim needs to be like this pariah that wasn't a true Elder Scrolls game. Come on, man. Come on. Skyrim started the trend that killed true RPGs. Yeah, Skyrim is great. Come on, Skyrim is great. And you know what I'll even say? Fallout 4 is great. And, like, we need to just say that out loud, okay? Fallout 4 is great. Okay? Like, I feel like we all need to say that out loud more. All right? Just saying. You know, Bethesda has actually continued putting out bangers. Okay? Yeah. Fallout 4 came a bit later. Now, 76, we can roast the fuck out of that. No one gives a shit about that. Fuck Fallout 76. Um, but Fallout 4 is great. Fallout 4 is genuinely great, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not. Okay? Better believe me. Felt more like a true RPG compared to Skyrim. Eh, I think they're about on par, if I'm honest. I don't think that one was better than the other. I think that I like this Fallout special system. I've always liked that. I liked it in after Oblivion. I played Fallout 3. I put thousands of hours into Fallout 3. I love Fallout 3. Love it to this day. I am one of the few people who will defend Fallout 3. I'm kind of a Bethesda simp, but I feel like time has proven me right about Fallout 4. It has remained shockingly relevant because it's good. It is. I am a bit of a Bethesda simp. I will not defend Starfield ever. Also, I haven't played it. I just did not care. Yeah, I felt like Fallout 4 and Skyrim's leveling systems were on par. Not holding great hopes for Elder Scrolls 6. Bethesda doesn't even know what Elder Scrolls 6 will be. I doubt. I mean, that, what's funny, and I feel like it's often, we don't say this out loud enough, but that Elder Scrolls 6 announcement came out right before the acquisition by Microsoft. And it could potentially be seen by some who are not me, in theory, possibly, maybe, could sort of maybe be seen as, having the boost, both the boost in stock price and boost in prestige from having an Elder Scrolls 6 games officially in development, right? While in theory, they could maybe possibly have been in negotiations with Microsoft to sell the company, could be seen by some who are not me as a way for Bethesda to get more money for the company and not a sincere game release announcement. Yeah, they were very close in timing from what I remember. I don't think that. I would never think that. And no one at Bethesda should consider suing me for potentially slandering the company in such a way. I would never. I'm a Bethesda simp. I said Fallout 4 was good, okay? Don't hate me, Bethesda. I see you. But yeah, some may suspect that they wanted to just squeeze more money out of Microsoft, so they officially announced the Elder Scrolls 6 with zero information on it whatsoever. Yeah. Important to just keep in mind. I've been suspect of that for some time. Yeah. Oh, I do want to look into Wayward Realms, though. Sorry, I'm kind of going off here. Actually, I have food in the oven. I'm going to check that. I'm going to be right back. And I'm going to come back with a glass of wine because it's been a long-ass day. Wine is pretty great. if you're of age, by the way. Wine is awesome. I don't need a bottle opener for this. I don't. This is the cheap stuff. This is the cheap stuff. Who cares? Whatever. It's been a long ass day. I don't care. They can taste like white grape juice and hand sanitizer. Whatever. Does the job. Yep. That'll go great with my chicken nuggets. Excellent. All right. What were we talking about? Cheap stuff is Squat Wine. They're on the bottom shelf in this. Interesting. All right. So the heavy drinkers always have good knees. Get that good exercise in. Do their squats every single day. Good for them. Good for them. I guess it'd be more. And then do the Edward 40 hands out of the store. That'd be... It's good that they're getting them some exercise. I'm glad that you guys are really thinking about that. Clearly, your country has taken some great strides in alcohol technology. And I respect that. Mine has too. America has a lot of very good liquor. And a lot of really terrible liquor. Pretty sure Everclear was made here. That shit will make you throw up. Since the last time I bought this, they've relabeled the Yellowtail Moscato, which was like kind of like a hidden secret of mine. I love this stuff. I could drink it like water. I drink this to hydrate after a bad hangover. And they recently relabeled it a treat in a bottle. They put these little sayings on it, like a treat in a bottle. Another one said dessert in a bottle, because yes, I bought at least two in the last, I'm not going to say how long. But the other one said dessert in a bottle, and I'm like, wow, this shit really is for white girls, isn't it? So I feel a little bit bad about that, but oh well. Whatever. Fuck it. Yep. Oh, right. We're doing Warhammer shopping. And we're going to check out the Wayward Realms. Because I am very curious about this, actually. Let me make some adjustments here. Wait. Different one. Sorry. I'm losing track of my OBS settings. It can be a bit hard to keep track of it. Especially when you've demolished this glass of wine. Let me see. I just want to see something about the game. I'm curious. Obviously, the recent news is going to be all about this. You know, funny enough, last time I tried to platform a small gaming studio by showing the trailer of their game in my stream, I got copyright struck. So we're not going to do that. I'm going to sell the stills look good. Looks interesting. Okay. No, really. After oh wow, that's cringe. Okay. If I'm honest, in 2025, I might lay off the D&D references, like using Game Master at all. D&D is not as cool as it was a few years ago. It's kind of lost that luster. Sports are really coming back. Starting to. We'll see if they can get the NBA players mean enough. Yeah, it looks interesting. I have to keep it in mind. I'll have to watch the videos another time. I don't know. Oh, shoot. I hope there's nothing embarrassing on there. We'll see. What's the worst that could happen? I do want to go back to Amazon, though. What? Let's see. Ooh, yeah. This was the 3D printer I've been looking at. Go away. Go away. You guys don't need to see what I've been shopping for. Also, I don't even think it was on screen. Yeah, the Bamboo Lab A1's $200. Like that's ridiculous. What is the difference between that and the $329 version? Does it have weights on it? What is that? What is that thing? What is that? What is this thing? It's not the spool. That's somewhere out, not attached. Also, it does not have multiple colors. That is a straight lie. Absolutely does. Absolutely does not. You're buying a fur hat on Monday? Do tailors have Black Friday deals? That's cool if they do. Hey, do you, brother? Hell yeah. I've actually wanted to get into, like, buying real fur stuff. Oh, I've seen some guys on TikTok. No, Instagram Reels. I've seen some guys on Instagram Reels who have, like, they do actual, like, fur. Like, fur mittens, beaver, raccoon, bear. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, it's so cool. My head is freezing. Well, guess you need a hat. Go for it. Mm. I'll have to smash this bottle today, and it's a warm day. Ouch. Today is, we're in the middle of a polar vortex here where I am too in Illinois. It is, actually, it wasn't too bad. I gotta be honest. For polar vortexes, there was a lot more snow than I expected. I'll say that. I did not expect to get this much actual snow. But, I mean, it was a welcome surprise. I like snow, so I have no problem with it. Let's see. Let's look for Warhammer stuff. Let me show you some of the stuff that I've been thinking about getting. And I want to explain. So, the universe. So, I want to buy some Age of Sigmar models. And I want to do the main human faction. But, like, let me take you through why the main human faction kind of sucks. Okay, so the main faction are the cities of Sigmar. In terms of lore, they're actually kind of cool. In Age of Sigmar, the humans are on the come up. And they've set up these, like, basically megalopolis cities. Yes, they are Sigma cities. That is correct. I hate that actually kind of works. Yes. So these collections of, like, megalopolis cities where everyone is hustling and on the Sigma male grind set to try to make things work. And it's great. It's cool and interesting. And I like the fact that it's one where the humans are actually in ascension in the world. It's not a guaranteed thing, and it's a pretty Pyrrhic victories so far. But yeah, the Sigma cities are doing pretty well for themselves. Anyway, there's a couple different box sets. Like, yeah, I'd like to start with a box set before I buy any individuals, because, like, the individual boxes of units are obviously way more expensive than getting a collection box. But a lot of the... And there's two I've had my eye on. So, there's two main ones. The one that I'm thinking of getting is... Let me see about moving these over so you can see them. There we go. You're all good, man. If you gotta go, that's fine. Honestly, I feel like, given how people aren't showing up, this is probably going to be for the VOD watchers anyway. So I'm not super worried about it. Anyway, I like... Oh, boy. The idea of getting these guys, because I like lots and lots of guns. Each of these guys with the shields, they actually have guns behind them. And it's cool, and I like them. So do I want to get ones with more guns? But, like, I don't know. I don't like these gun models. Why do they look like why do they have shields? Like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but buying Warhammer stuff. I'm not buying anything today, okay? I'm just on Amazon. I just happen to be on Amazon while intoxicated. That's never ended poorly for anyone. First of all, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. That's never ended badly. Only good decisions are made on Amazon.com while intoxicated. First of all, get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. Anyway, yeah, the Fusel platoon, they have some cool units in there. There's some crossbowmen up in the front, some hunters. You have actual war dogs, which are like actually unique to this faction, this human faction, and all the others. Strange hour to stream. Well, I mean, you work this hour, so who are you to judge, buddy? Also, welcome in. Anyway, yeah, these guys have actual war dogs. They have little, like, pit bulls or bulldogs or whatever. I don't know what they are. They're actual human names in our world, probably aren't fitting. But, yes, they have actual war dogs, and I love war dogs. War dogs are cool. Some crossbowmen and hunters out in the front. And then they have just a shitload of guns, which is awesome. And then this other unit over here that's like an ogre being ridden by a human in a crow's nest with a sniper rifle. This unit sucks, and I hate it. I just absolutely fucking hate it. It's great. You're all good, Cursive. Ooh. Best of luck. Drinking? Like, discount dessert wine, basically. That's it. Good old squat wine. Yeah. Anyway, I like the idea. The more that I'm exploring this box, though, I do kind of like it. How much was it again? 115 for a Warhammer box set. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, you get 10 gunners. I don't like the gun models in this game. Maybe I can just remove the shields. Could I just build them without the shields? I guess that would be the obvious solution. I'm a dumbass, apparently. I guess that would be the obvious solution, would be to just not build them with the shield. Okay. All right. Well, that could work. Yeah, I could just put like a pike or something in front of them they're resting the gun on. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. Maybe we'll just give them like a handheld shield. That could be better. Anyway, I like this Fusel platoon because it has more guns and war dogs, and I like all those models. I hate this fucking ogre model. They thought this was so cool. This model sucks. This model is awful. This like ogre with a sniper and a crow's nest. That model sucks. That model is absolutely fucking terrible. I'll pull it up in a sec. Anyway, I'm thinking about getting this box, or potentially this more expensive box that has the same number of miniatures, by the way. Oh, 2 more. Yeah, this box is $115 and has 24 miniatures. This box is $200 with 26 miniatures. 2 more miniatures. Now, a lot more of them are heroes. And it also comes with cavalry. So it comes with the same amount of guns, actually. Okay, the same amount of guns come in this box set. But you get a lot more general options. So, yeah, there's the, oh shoot, I don't know their names. That's the generic human captain guy and his twink sidekick. Then you have somebody with a lantern, some kind of butcher guy, something, I don't know. Some dragon thing, I don't know. This faction frustrates me because there's stuff that's like good, and then there's stuff that's just bad or generic to the point that I just don't want to buy it. And it sucks, bro. It really sucks. It really fucking sucks. Ugh. This faction frustrates me. There's this bear guy over in the corner. He's actually cool. He's actually in the corner twice. This bear dude, he's cool. I like him. This is so poorly put together. Yeah, this bear guy in the corner, he's cool. I actually like him. And then there's that fucking ogre model that for some reason they put in both boxes. I fucking hate this model. This model sucks. Like this fucking model is awful. Like, get it out of here. Stop it. You also get a big like mortar that's just, you get this fucking artillery piece that's just a bigger version of these, which is so unoriginal. Like nothing compares to the good old fucking like the best artillery piece the Empire ever have, both on the tabletop and translated into Total War Warhammer, the video game, was always the Hellstorm rocket battery. Oh my god, that thing is hilarious. It's horrible, and it'll kill your own units before you, but it's fucking incredible in design. It is so incredibly well designed as like a weapon. But again, on the tabletop too, it's so comically stupid The humans just have this fucking Wile E. Coyote style firework launcher that they're gonna shoot at the enemy, and it's fucking great. I love it. That's what's fun about it. That's what Warhammer didn't understand when they tried to translate 40k orcs over into Age of Sigmar, and they just didn't have any fun factor. That's why the Cruel Boys still aren't popular. I'm talking about shit nobody cares about. You get some cavalry. The cavalry is actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. They do, maybe because it feels so different from the Bretonnian cavalry that you can put side by side. That they designed in the old world. They have such good flavor. Like, I don't know, there's something really savage about these guys. I just start pulling them up like individually so you can actually see them, because I know what they look like in a not shitty view. So I should probably like pull up their boxes. Where are the cavalry? Where are they? There's the artillery piece. There they are. Free Guild Cavaliers. Yeah, here they are. They're actually pretty goddamn cool. Like, look at this dude. Look at this guy. He has like a helmet with some kind of gate thing and an incense bowl, and it's so weird and over the top, and I like it. Everything explodes. Fuck yeah, they do. Fuck yeah, they do. But look at this. Like, this is actually cool. Look at that dude's helmet. Look at that girl, like that fucking hammer that she's wielding. That thing looks vicious. I could just look up a better photo. Yeah, I could just look up a better photo instead of being a dumbass. Oh, of course it would go to Reddit. But yeah, these are cool. Like, these are actually cool. Like, oh god, these are actually cool models. I just don't like cavalry. I've never played Bretonnia in Total War Warhammer 3. That is the singular faction I have never played once. I have no interest. I do not like cavalry. That's just personally. It's stupid. It's just complete 100% personal bias. I do not like cavalry. Complete 100% personal bias. Okay, but like, you see how unique these guys are. Look at the fucking helmets on these guys. Like, look at them. Like, that is insanity. Like, just the detail on these. You know? Like, it's just, God, look at this guy's helmet. Look at this. That's crazy. Look at the banners. It's so good. It's so good. But then you get to the infantry. The infantry, I think these guys were good because they were kind of able to base them off the Bretonnian models they had already made, which are very, like, Arthurian, proper, and, like, knights on cavalry who charge into battle. Then they made these guys, and they're fucking vicious. You know, the Free Guild Cavaliers, that's not how they fight. So there was, like, an idea in the creator's head. I think that helped them. But then, they're called the, Cities of Sigmar Steel Helms. Yeah, it's like, they're so goddamn boring. Like, they are so goddamn boring. It's awful. Like, look at these. Can I pull up the photo? Is there a larger one? Yeah, there are some. Like, this is just boring. Oh, well, that photo sucks. Well, I shouldn't. That's actually kind of cool. That's actually kind of cool. I do like this one. It feels dynamic. There's also a really strong profile to this helmet that I'm really, really liking. This model sucks. What the hell is that facial expression? Is he a fish? Is this this faction come from, was it Dunsmith? Was that H.P. Lovecraft story? Like, this looks like my aunt is going to war. This looks like your mom is going to war. Like, you want it to, like, the Free Guild are supposed to be scrappy, like, nobodies, like, taking prisoners off the street and throwing them into war. But not like, there's an appeal to factions like that where it feels like your neighbor or you or some nobody got picked up and thrown into war and we're like, oh my god, you know? There's an appeal, but not like your mom goes to war. You know, that's just weird. I don't know. They crossed some kind of uncanny valley here. And again, I think it's, honestly, they were kind of a little too high on the woke juice at that when they made the the initial designs for Cities of Sigmar, if I'm totally honest, and they overrepresented a bunch of people who were like fat guys and women, honestly, like fat people, like, and women. Like, I don't know, they don't look like a fighting force. Like, I don't know, is that mean? Like, again, like, are these fierce? Like, who is this dude? This looks like my uncle. Like, and some girl from my fucking math class? Like, this is, like, what are these? I don't know, like, it looks like they tried to aim for the Free Guild are a bunch of nobodies sent to war, but then, like, they somehow made that less cool because it genuinely feels like, oh, I get to watch, like, my uncle go into a war. That feels weird. I don't know. The Trench Crusade? We could go into Trench Crusade. I mean, I gotta be honest, I don't know that much about Trench Crusade. Trench Crusade is kind of bloody, though, so I don't think I want to look them up without some kind of protection. So I'm actually going to turn off that. I'm going to look them up. Where is it? Trench Crusade. Yeah, Trench Crusade. Ugh. Outside of, like, the original artwork by a very specific artist, I don't know his name, a lot of it was made by, like, one guy. And you definitely see influences in his stuff of, I'll pull up some photos here. Yeah, I'm going to pick out some key photos and then grab them so I don't end up, like, getting, like, demonetized or something. Hang on. Actually, you know what? That one might be a bit too bloody. You know what? This'll do. This'll do. Yeah. There we go. All right, you guys can see it now. No, I got it. We got something here. This is a plenty good photo that we can talk about Trench Crusade's art style if you want to. Yeah, I mean, Trench Crusade's art style, you definitely see a lot of influences of Star Wars. You see influences, the helmet, things like, to get specific, things like the helmet design, especially the very industrial, using guns that look like they're literally from World War II, which isn't unoriginal, which wasn't original to Star Wars, but, like, yeah, Star Wars definitely, like, made World War II in space a sort of standard in sci-fi for several decades, and you feel that influence with this barrel that the Bren submachine gun. I think it was Australian. It was super weird and niche. It was water cooled, I think. I don't know. I have to look that up. But yeah, it looks like a World War II gun. That design feels very Star Wars. The antenna and backpack feels very Star Wars. The helmets feel very Star Wars. But then the paneling, like the shoulder pauldrons, look very 40K. The hanging loincloth of chainmail feels very, and alongside the color on the larger guy says to me, what are Nurgle's Legion again? I forget their name. Implied with the name. Yeah, Trench Crusade. Okay, you got me here. Yeah. But, yeah, you still feel the Star Wars references in ways other than just the gun. But you also feel that sort of mix of fantasy meets sci-fi in a way that is definitely inspired by Warhammer. Again, looking at things like the pauldrons that are not shaped like a knight's. They are shaped like Space Marines or guardsmen's. But then you have, like, the knee plates, the shin plates, that don't feel all that Warhammer. They actually do, and the breastplates too, I would say, on the robot, feel, if he's a robot, feel very the artist making an actual transition, like doing what Warhammer did, but in his own way, Death Guard, thank you, yes. That's what it feels like, and that's cool. I like that. That's awesome. Do more of that. And that's why Trench Crusade worked. Oh, I just realized the guy with the red helmet is holding a gun. That is so tiny. Well, I guess it's realistic. But yeah, you definitely feel that the artist is taking inspirations and then doing something interesting. I just never heard them doing the same thing with the lore. It just always felt like that was what I had always heard about Trench Crusade. It was like, yeah, the original artwork is super cool and clear, and you feel what this game is trying to go for. That's awesome. But then it just doesn't live up to the hype. In terms of lore, you know? Don't they also have a Arabic faction? Oh, I probably shouldn't show that photo. That's the whatever. Just has a weight problem. He's just big boned. I'm sure. I don't know. Trench Crusade has very unique artwork, and it's very good. It's very good. Nothing about the lore. I had just always heard. Visionary artist Mike Francino. Let's look him up. What is this? He did work for Path of Exile too? Oh, that's cool. Some of this stuff is a bit much. Might be a bit much for YouTube. But whatever, I've been in trouble before. Not like I'm expecting to get views over there. Oh, this one was also really iconic. This is also a really iconic part of it. That helmet is straight Star Wars. But, like, good. But, like, still feels unique to this world, and I like it. I like it. Do more of it, and I think that the mix of the cloth and chainmail really distinguishes it, where I'm like, that looks Star Wars, but no, the rest of it's unique. I don't care. That's cool. Take the influence and run and do something. That's cool. Anyway. Steel helms. What is wrong with these models? Like, he shouldn't look like literally the town baker picked up a club and went to war. That's not actually fun. You want to, you know, the probe droid. Yeah, from Hop. Or whatever that sound it makes. Yeah. But I still liked the helmet, to be clear. I liked the helmet. I thought it was cool. I saw the inspiration, but I'm like, you did something interesting. That's cool. Not the steel helms, though. They did not understand the assignment. They decided it's cool. People like the idea of Cities of Sigmar in that they are just average people going to war and fighting the enemy. But, like, you don't want it to feel like they literally, like, airdropped in your uncle to, like, the killing fields of Cambodia and expected him to, like, hold his own to any degree whatsoever. That's not as fun anymore, you know? Like, the guardsmen have a chance. They're doing a job. Yeah, they die a lot, but they're doing a job. You know, they get training. The lasgun is a weak weapon in the Warhammer universe, but it's actually extremely strong in our universe. That's what's funny about it. They are some of the best humans, and they're still pretty bad, but God, do they die for their emperor. But they don't feel so weak while being, in terms of tabletop effectiveness, comparable as, you know, the butcher picked up a knife and said, I'm going to war, like we have here. You know, it's just not, like, again, is this like my aunt went to war? I don't know. Leaf has a helmet. They probably do. I don't think they have, oh, they do have helmets, but they show their faces. So you can't get away from the faces. Which is also true of the Imperial Guard, to be clear. No, they have some, they have a few that will cover their faces, but you're going to have at least a few. Like Jack Black in Age of Sigmar, something like that. Something cartoony, you know? That's, it's just not good. And that's kind of where I get off, because then you have units like we're talking about with the Free Guild. Like, these guys look fucking fierce. There are better photos. There have got to be better photos. Yeah, hang on. There's better. Let's go to a photo here, because they have better ones. Ooh, here's the dogs. Oh, we'll get into there here. We'll get into more of there. Well, we're just gonna start talking about cities of Sigmar and all their failings, and we're just not gonna stop. That's gonna be the theme of today. Why I can't build the cities of Sigmar army that I want to. Spoiler alert, it comes down to Games Workshop's incompetence at designing armies. That's what today is going to turn into, I think. Why I want to buy a Cities of Sigmar army, but I can't. Spoiler alert, because they suck. They're just not good. God, they are just not good units. They're not good models. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's a few that are. For instance, one of the others that came in the box, these guys, the Wild Core Hunters. They're pretty cool, actually. These are the guys I was talking about being cool. Yeah, these are the guys who have the crossbows. Okay, that looks like your weird uncle went to war, but it's actually a cool model. I like that. This looks cool. This looks like someone who can actually fight, you know? It's not your mom, you know? And the dogs are cool. I do love the dogs. Okay, this looks a bit more fierce. Like, do you see the difference? Is it just me? Am I being crazy? Like, maybe it's just as simple as the expression. Or, like, look at like, the actual weapons. They're better. There's always the 3D printer section. I mean, I suppose you're not wrong. But look at these faces. Don't these look like actual warriors? They're also all men. Maybe I'm just sexist. Who knows? Yeah, it's don't these look like actual warriors? Like, am I just crazy? I don't know. These guys look like they could actually win a fight, you know? Like, these guys going up against the demons of chaos would be, yeah, a slaughter. But they feel like they would put up some kind of fight. You know, that's what the human faction in Warhammer should feel like. Extra British. He's living the life and times of a true Brexit geezer. Oh, shit, my food's in the oven still. I'll get it later. It's just, they look like they could actually win a fucking fight. You know, it's that simple. Even the butcher over there on the left, he looks way more fierce. Looks like an actual warrior. So they're getting better, but man, do they need to redesign the basic troops. You know, maybe that's my problem. Maybe I just need to stay away from that one specific unit. Because that one unit is so bad. Their central battle line is so bad. It's just like one of their worst units. Where are they? Let me pull them back up just so we can remind how terrible they are. The Free Guild Steel Helms. Damn, that captain's pretty good. Sigma Geezer. Yeah, this is your mom going to war. That's not what I want my infantry to feel like. You know? Oh, here are the Cavaliers. Here are the horsemen I was ranting about were so good. Look at this guy. Look at his helmet. Is that not cool? Am I crazy? How cool is that? It's cool. There's great models. I think they're awesome. Look at these helmets. Look how crazy some of these that helmet is. That's awesome. Even the lady with the fucked up face. That's awesome. Look at that shield. Look at the detail in that armor. You feel passion in this, you know? Does this not feel like someone really gave a shit? Had a strong idea? Again, I personally think they had such a good idea of what the Free Guild were supposed to be because of the fact that they had already designed Bretonia the year early, not the year prior, but at some point along there. And they were just like, it gave them a better idea when they were like designing the Free Guild. I personally think. Oh yeah, and if you're a Total War Warhammer fan, you can go back and buy some of the classic units, some of them. And there's a lot more available on like eBay and stuff. But yeah, you can get Dark Elves, Light Elves. You can also get a lot of them through the in Warhammer the Old World, which is cool. Oh yeah, if you're a Dark Elf fan, there's the Blackguard. I actually could get a unit of these if I wanted to and add them to my army. That could be kind of cool. I was thinking about doing some kind of a head swap because I don't like the the Free Guild helmets either. But I don't want to do elf helmets, more than likely. Yeah, I'll get some monsters though. Hell yeah. Alchemite Warforger. Here's another. This is like the only good general they have. I don't know how, I have no fucking idea how good he is on the tabletop, but he's the only good model that they have for any of their generals or specialty units. They're so bad. Here's the Free Guild Command Corps. Spicy. I hope so. I think so. Yeah, the Free Guild Command Corps, just, I don't know. They're interesting. Like, it looks like there's passion there, but there's just something missing. Not this bear guy. This dude's awesome. I love this dude. He's cool as shit. Like, I would put that on the tabletop. This sucks. This is the Steel Helm standard bearer. He sucks. He sucks. And there's the Butcher guy up close. He's kind of cool. Like, I don't know. He feels a bit over-designed, if I'm honest, with, like, the triangle with, like, the arm things to mount the tools. I don't know. It's just a beagle as a dog. Beagle dog as a unit? Probably. Wait. Oh, yeah, here they're up close. Oh, this must be an alternate head. Ugh. Again, this goes back to my main issue with this, like, whole army. Like, literally, is that my mom? Like, are you sending an actual librarian to war? Like, I know that in 40K, they do actually send librarians to war, but this looks like you actually sent a real-life librarian into a war zone. Like, that would not actually be cool, like, in real life. It's just, they're not good. They're just not good. All their leader units. Oh, here's the guy and his choir boy. Here's their human general. Super terrible model. Fucking terrible. I'm going to show you why. Wait, oh, this is like the only model I can't put in 360. Well, fuck you. Oh, there he is. I can. There he is. Look at this. Why do you think I don't like this model? Take 30 seconds. Why do you think I don't like this model? Was your answer because he's 70% cape? Because you'd be correct if you guessed that. This model is like I love a good cape, but it's like most of the model is just cape. That's it. That's it. It's just cape. Like, look at this back. This is awful. Like, yeah, the armor on the front is pretty cool, but, like, I'm not even going to engage with that, bro. You should have been able to take an actual guess. Come on. I expect more from you than that. You should have been able to take an actual guess. Not just be ironic about it. Like, this is, like, look, this is not an interesting model. For the most obvious reason, the cape isn't even blowing or billowing. There's nothing special about it at all. He looks like some guy being sent to war, gonna go die to some fucking demons. Like, it's not good. And here's his simp. Here's his twink sidekick, who's fine. He's got, like, a head in a box, I guess. No, you're good. It's fine. I expect it. Is it like a head in a box? That's it? That sucks. Oh, they do have a version where you can give him dual pistols that are way oversized, especially for the fact that he's so still. Like, what? And again, what is that head? It looks like you sent the fucking math teacher to war. Like, it's just, oh, God. He's better with the shield, but I would never build him with the shield, because if you give him a giant shield and he's already mostly cape, you would have so little model left to paint. It's a curtain. Like, you're not, yes! It's literally just a curtain. Like, look, this is, I don't know. Who approved that design? Who approved this? It's so bad. It's so fucking bad. Okay, there is another option, though. We could do 40K. We could just not do Age of Sigmar, since I'm such a fucking baby about Age of Sigmar factions. We could just not build an Age of Sigmar army. And God knows, I do still have that army of Dark Angels, that's what they're called, that I'm working on. Yeah, that's right. I bought a combat patrol, and it's now completely finished. We did actually complete that in the last, in an upcoming episode of New Memphis Minis that I need to keep editing. I've been really struggling with it though. I don't know. It's just editing is a lot of work for 100 views. It's just, and I'm not blaming anyone who watches the channel for that. In fact, I'm incredibly thankful. But it, like, what? Just why? Just why? Like YouTube, you're just gonna throttle it anyway. Like you won't even show it to all the people who are actually subscribed. So like, literally, why would I try? It just sucks. Like it just sucks. Could always get the lion. Could. If we wanted an actual... Well, I gotta be honest. Don't hate me. But the lion has a pretty boring model. That's not surprising. A, he's not a trader. And B, he's... I don't know. He's pretty straightforward. He's a bigger, badder space marine. That's kind of his whole thing. It's kind of why all the non-trader Primarchs look super boring. They all do. Sorry, I don't think that's heresy to say. All the non-trader Primarchs just look pretty boring by comparison. But that's kind of thematic, you know? And the lion is blunt, straightforward. He's going to go and kill some things. That's really it. The two guys at his feet are kind of cool. It would be cool to do all the actual cloth. Oh, he does have the helmet option, which helps. He does look better with the helmet. I do agree with that wholeheartedly. He looks far better with the helmet. And I would paint him with the helmet. I don't know. I don't like painting Space Marines with faces. I don't like them having faces. They are killing machines. That's what they're designed for. I think proper Space Marine lore should be like good Halo. The helmet stays on. If you don't understand that, then you shouldn't be writing it, in my opinion. Yeah, the hood's also good. The hood is also good, but I would go with the helmet. I feel like the hood looks too understated. Definitely go with the helmet. He looks important as fuck. He looks, you know, bigger on the back. Also just physically larger, which is great. His model isn't bad. Like, don't take me saying that he's boring or not thematic, I think would probably be more appropriate, because I don't think he's boring. I think he actually has some really interesting things in his model, but he's just not as thematic as the traders, and this is always going to be true. It's important thematically, you know, narratively, and it's also that they just look like a bit more boring than the Chaos God versions. That's always true. You know, the Chaos Gods are always more diverse than the, you know, notoriously xenophobic Imperium of Man. That's part of their, that's part of the appeal. You know, that's part of the lore as much as it is an actual, artistic choice. As much as it is an artistic choice, it is a thematic choice that the, chaos tainted Space Marines just have more diversity. It's always been true. Yeah, give me some Chaos Space Marines. Yeah, we'll just compare them. I mean, I don't think there has to be like anything special to it, but it's true. Armies of Chaos. The Thousand Suns. I do like the Thousand Suns. I would not buy an entire army of them. I would never play them, and I've never played Warhammer 40k, and if I were going to get a first army, it would not be fucking Thousand Suns, because they'd have a bunch of weird, quirky, bizarre-ass rules that I wouldn't know what to fucking do with, so I would not do that. Magnus the Red, look at him by comparison to the Lion. Oh, yeah, Mortarion was the next example I was going to go with. It's such a good model. It's so good. It's so good. He also looks better with his helmet. But, oh my god, Mortarion. Magnus is great. But yeah, Mortarion is like the Primarch of Prime. It's funny that he is like known. Probably if there was any Primarch model that people just remember when they think Primarch model, it's probably Mortarion. His is just so fucking cool. It's just such a cool model. And it's just so imposing and does so many things right. So much dynamism that you see at first. in the strong profile, and then like as your eye goes through it, you just see more detail slowly being unwoven in a perfect pace, and it's so good. It's so good. It's good. It's a great model. That one I will not shit on. This is a genuinely fantastic model. Yes, it is fantastic. There's one or two things I might do differently, but I'm not a professional. And it is a great fucking model. I wouldn't even want to touch it. Oh, and there's also tons of details I didn't even know about. Yeah, so I'm going to refrain. God damn. Should my next army be Death Guard? Should it be? Should they be? Alfarius, is that Horus Heresy? Do they? What? I mean, wait, what? You're gonna have to tell me. Where is Alfarius? I think I remember him from Horus Heresy. Is he the guy with the Aquaman armor? That looks like it's blue and green, blue-green, but it looks like Aquaman. That's what I always remember him as. Because he's got a big fucking trident, too, if I remember correctly. Where is he? Loyalist. I don't know. Knights Errant, Iron Hand, Raven Guard. Was he a traitor? I don't know. Legion. Oh, yeah, there he is. Yeah, I do remember this guy. Yeah, I always called him Aquaman. Because his armor looks Hydra. He's teal, Hydra, Donatus. Okay. Yeah, he looks like Aquaman. Well, he doesn't look like Aquaman, but... You know, actually, if we want to contrast a poor Primarch model, I don't like this armor. The pose does not say leader of a legion. You know, and you don't necessarily need to be super dynamic to say leader, to say this guy fucks when you look at a model. Again, go back to Lionel Johnson. He's not a super dynamic. He's just walking, but you feel the presence in the model. You know, you feel it. You don't feel that with Alfarius. I think it's the pose. Maybe if he had, he needs to be, there's even a bit of strength in being more static. So maybe if they had made the cloak a little less billowing, it might have actually helped if it was like just more straight down. Like they didn't splay even like the loincloth as much and just had more stuff weighing down to make him look heavier. As he looks, his pose is slightly more dynamic than Lion's. So maybe having his gear look super heavy while he's swinging around this thing like it's nothing could actually make him look stronger. Also, the scales on the armor are just really ugly and really just take your attention. Like your eye, more than likely when you're looking over this model, is not being drawn to the details themselves, not to the weapon, not to the eyes, not to the helmet at all, not to the feet or knees, joints, not to the cape, not even to, again, the tips of the weapons, which should be one of your biggest strong points. Instead, your eye is being drawn to the center of the armor. Every time you try to glaze over it, your eye is drawn to the center of the armor panels, which is awkward. There's nothing there to see. It's just a pattern, but it draws your attention so much. Too busy, yes. Too busy is also a good way of putting it. Yeah, you see? Like that. Like, you can barely, even up close, you can barely see his eyes. Barely. Shortest Primarch by design. Looks the same as anyone in the Legion. Claim to be Alfarius because I am Interesting. Okay, that's kind of cool. So him being a bit more low-key is specifically a point. Okay, that's interesting. That's kind of interesting. I like that. I'm glad that I still do like 40. I like 40k lore when it's explained to me, but boy, do I not know it at all. All right. Well, I do like Alfarius. Don't get me wrong, it is a good model, but man, like if I ever painted this one, those panels need to be either have a flat version or need to be toned way back. Like just way, way back. Maybe like they don't need to be individually highlighted. Looks like a super basic wash at the very ends to get some shadowing and just try to keep it as minimal as possible there. Make them look intentional, but not get too weird about it. Not get too specific about it. I mean, what else in 40K? What will make a good army, though? Like, I don't know. I suppose I do... If I were to buy 40K stuff, I wouldn't mind having it be Dark Angels. Like, I wouldn't mind it. Expanding the one 40K army I have successfully. I have actually, like, put money into. Emotech Stormlord's model is ass. Wait, hang on. Okay, I'm going to assume that that's Necrons. Ha! I knew that. I think. I don't actually know him. Emotech. Oh, the Stormlord. Ooh. 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 Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh, Games Workshop. What did you do? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. 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 What did you do, Games Workshop? Interesting. Hang on. Let me get... Where's the 360? Let me see this. Oh, Games Workshop. What did you do? What did you do? Oh, God. Okay. What is this? What is this? This guy is supposed to be on par with a Primarch. Jesus. Oh, God. Well, first of all, why is he on such a small base if that's the case? But second of all, like, dear God, like, first of all, like, I like the scarabs crawling on the cape in theory, but having them just flush with it, they look like scabs or something. Oh, it's giving me diseased. It's not, no. Like, I don't know. If you're going to have, especially them on a billowing cape, like, show them, like, barely hanging on or flying off. That would be cool. That'd be interesting and funny, actually. I think that would actually be cool, but, like, them just lying flush against it really does not... Makes the cape seem more static, at the very least. And it's also billowing in the wrong fucking direction. Like, it's some digital cape? Okay, sure, whatever. It's a cape. It needs to billow properly. Why does it wrap back around him? Oh, it just looks weird. So the first place your eye is probably drawn is, of course, the fingers. The fingers instantly draw your eye the moment you look at this model. Not the weapon, for some reason. He led the war in heaven? That's disappointing. Okay, I actually know the War in Heaven. That's one of, like, the two things I know in Warhammer lore. So, that must be important. Wow. Yeah, this model sucks. This model is concentrated ass. Again, your eyes are... I mean, all Necrons kind of have this problem, in that their eyes are really small. Yet your eyes aren't drawn... You know, their eyes are small and their facial, like, profile isn't there. Like, humans are designed to find faces. You know, they're designed for it. Like, that's our eyes are trained from before we are born, trained to seek out the structure of a human face in any object. It's how we work. And the fact that you don't do that with Necrons because their faces are so inhuman is something that's good about their models, but also, like, can be used improperly. It's good because it makes the Necrons look inhuman, but it's bad when you have them because your eye isn't drawn. There isn't an obvious point for your eye to be drawn to. And this model really shows why that can go off the rails, because there's no place your eye is drawn to, so you go to the fingers. Now, part of that is the fact that they just did a poor job painting the weapon, and they made the weapon this green that fades into the white. So again, that's part of why, on a different background, the taller structure really should be drawing your eye, but just isn't. His legs are way too small. They're about on par for a Necron. They should be bigger because he should be more important. I'll say that. But ultimately, he's about proportional for a Necron, it would seem. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't look inhuman or in Necron. So I have no problem. His hand is a flamethrower. That must be what they're trying to convey with the pose. His hand literally has power. And the big, no, it's actually worse than that. No, Al, it's actually worse than no visual indicator. They tried to put in a visual indicator. Like, it looks like the pose is supposed to say this hand is a weapon. Now that I'm seeing that, it's like they tried to make the hand a weapon, but then they just failed. Like, they just didn't make it look imposing. His Magic the Gathering card looks sweet. Wait, hang on. Okay. Let's look. Let's look at a better design of this character. Curious. Lord Magic. Where is it? Oh, that's way better. Yeah, okay. Let's look at all the ways that I'm right. Let's look at all the ways that this is the right photo, right? I'm assuming. Yeah, let's look at all the ways that Rich was right. Okay, let's look at all the ways. Like a robot hand. First and foremost, you'll notice the weapon. One of the first things you see, both because like the version we saw too, also green, also in profile, but maybe it's the background. I think the paint job isn't super great, and the silver also draws even when you look closer to the weapon, the silver in the handle draws your attention more than the actual blade, which is a shame. Yeah, but you look at it here, guess what? That weapon is the first thing your eye gets drawn to. More than likely what my eye did. You go from the sort of the center of the chest area, and then your eye is drawn down to the weapon, and then you see his enemies below him. That is a great design. That's good. That works. That is better design. And there's only a slight change too. That's what's funny. There's very little different about this actual posing. The posing is his head's the other direction, and his arm, instead of being down, is up and holding the weapon. That's it. That is literally the only change that they made between this pose and this pose. The weapon is now down. It's better. It's brighter. And the flamethrower arm is in the same place. Same place. His legs are in almost the same place. Very slight change in his legs. And his head is going the other direction, looking down at an enemy. That's it. That's all they changed. And it's so much better. And made the weapon brighter. That's so much better with just a few changes. Yeah, there are some models by Games Workshop that just really fuck shit up, and I don't even know like why or how. Like, I just unacceptably bad, if I'm frank. Like, it just unacceptably bad. Now the Chronomancer, here's this concept done right. I like this model. I like this model a lot. This model actually takes that other one. Chest has 0 glow on the model. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you necessarily want the eye being drawn to the center of the chest. On a Necron, it can work a bit better, but because of the fact that they don't have the eyes to draw you in. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things about it. The Chronomancer, though, has a similar pose, but it actually does it well. Number one, it's holding the thing it's staring at further away, so you can tell that it's like staring at it. I don't know. It doesn't look it. And his weapon is you're too much wine. I can't get my thoughts. His weapon is still prominent. Your eye was more than likely drawn to that red. You can see it. It's distinct. It's new. It's not just more metal and more green glowing shit. You know? You really feel that different color. Alien Wizard. Yeah, right? That Chronomancer is nearly the same pose. Obviously the legs. Ignoring the legs. It's a very similar pose, but just done well. You know? Very similar pose, but actually done well. And even that slight tilt to the weapon gives it incredible dynamism. Slight tilt, really. And it's great. Wait, let me give you, if you liked that model though, here, let me show you some Age of Sigmar stuff you might be into. So, yeah, Age of Sigmar death factions are split up. Ozark Bone Reapers, they're Primarch guy. Yo, what's up, Evan? Horus Heresy 30k, I have not seen them. I haven't really gotten into 30k. Outside of the bird helmets, that's the only thing I know. Oh yeah, but if you like Primarchs, check out the leader of the Ozark Bone Reapers. I feel like you'd be really into this model. He is a non-dynamic model done well. Oh my god, I love this model. It is so good. It is so good. I love everything about this model. It is so fucking good. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at his back. There's still more detail you can see. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love the Eastern influence in the helmets. Right? Right? I knew if you're a Primarch fan, you'd love this one. Catacross. This is honestly what they needed to do to make Lionel Johnson's model really stand out. You know, seeing this model really makes me think Lion needed more on his base, at the very least, you know? Oh my god, I love Catacross. Such a cool model. So fucking good. Are there any other good photos? No, there really aren't. Oh, such a great model. Such a great model. I love it. Again, this is lack of dynamism done well. Oh, yeah, look how heavy his cloak looks. Like, his cloak goes straight down. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, it makes him look heavy. Like, a lack of dynamism actually used as an asset, you know? Whenever I point out specific details, like Samurai, yes! That is correct. Whenever I point out specific details, you know, it's always important to remember that most details and most choices in a model can look good on a model with that taken into account, with an idea behind it. Again, lack of dynamism as a model. This is it. Oh, it's so good. I love Catacross. Such a great model. Combat Patrol for Raven Guard and Chapter Master of Raven Guard Miniatures looks cool. Let's check it out. Fuck yeah. I don't know much about 40k factions, so you'll have to, this will be me seeing it for the first time, though. Raven Guard, Raven Guard. Well, the bird helmets. Oh, wait, we're in Horus Heresy, right? Oh, okay. There we go, Raven Guard. Praetor, Power Axe. I think those are just generic ones. Ooh. Oh, he literally looks like a raven. Oh. He's not most of the model. Oh. I'll check the Chapter Master too, but man, they're Primarch. Ooh. Oh, that. Ooh. No. I'm sorry. No. Oh my god, he looks like a character from Marvel Rivals. I mean, oh god, he looks like he should be in a fucking Chinese pay-to-win game. It's like he should be in Genshin Impact. Oh. No. A 40k version? All right, let's check it out. 40k, Raven Guard. Hell yeah. Let's check them out. Chapter Master. Oh, let's go to the Chapter Master. Let's go to the recommended first. These are all generic. Okay. Who do they have? Oh, wow. They're really into literal birds in this faction. Literal birds appears to be a thing in this. Oh, wow. He has actual feathers. I mean, here's the thing. I like models that use a lot of different material as someone who enjoys the painting specifically. I love models that have a lot of different materials, including metal, skin, and feather, preferably, which that technically does. up in the corner there, but no to the feathers. No. No. I do kind of like the claws. They're kind of cool. Kind of cool. He's kind of cool, but in like a 14-year-old boy kind of way, and also looks like a transformer. Also, no to the feathers once again. Okay. Blood Angels. Oh, there's a chaplain. Chaplain on bike. Things. Night Lord is pretty cool. Night Lord. I have no idea. Look, if you want me to take a look at something, I will. You're gonna have to help point me there. You're gonna have to help point me there if you want me to check it out. Yo, Allie. Hey, what's up? Oh yeah, this is actually a normal human time for you. Welcome in. We're just checking out some Warhammer models. Oh, they had a kill team, too. Let's check it out. Kill teams usually have really unique sculpts. Okay. I mean, they look like Space Marines. I don't know. Space Marines, but they're this color. That's like, I don't know. Way too many of the different legions look like that to me. I'm not going to lie, as far as Space Marines. Like, I don't want to be mean to 40K. As a fucking Age of Sigmar degenerate that I am. But, like, way too many of them just look like, I don't know, the Space Marines, but now they're green. Ooh. You know? These guys are Space Marines, but they're black. Ooh. You know? It's like, I don't know. It's boring. It sucks. I don't care. I don't give a shit. You know? Whatever. Ooh, they're Space Marines, but they're black, and they have muscles. Ooh. I don't really care. Any Raven Guard vehicles? Oh, there's probably a kit pack. You're probably expected to buy the regular versions and then get some kind of extra pack for it. I think I've seen that on some of them. Oh yeah, upgrades and transfers. Does that include vehicle stuff? It probably does. Primaris units, finisher models. Power armor shoulder pads, armor headbands, stalker bolt rifle, grenade, pauldron, and decorations. No, I guess not. I don't know. Do they have any unique vehicles? Just try Raven. Let me see. Is Ravenwing Black Knights. Is that it? I don't know. I'll look it up. I don't know. And some guy named Samuel who doesn't know how to spell Samuel. You should work on that, Samuel. Dark Fury Squad. Are these? I'm assuming these are Raven Guard, and they also look like oversized Marvel Rivals characters. Oh, man, those wings. That's going to be a hallmark of late 2010s, We're deep in the 2020s now. Oh, my God. I forgot how deep in the 2020s we are. That's going to be a mark of 2020's design there. Night Lords, perhaps for 40K. Night Lord looks cool. I'm going to just look up Night Lord. Let me see. Night Lord's Legion Praetor. Night Lord's... Oh, I've seen this guy before. This dude's cool as fuck. I mean, he looks dumb, but like in a fun Warhammer-y way, in like an over-exaggerated way, which I can get behind. Also, that helmet is dope as shit, actually. I would love... Oh, if I could get an entire Legion in these helmets. Oh my God. That'd be amazing. Oh my God. Variety's not... what I expected. Night Lords are evil Raven Guard. Oh, alright, cool. I wouldn't know. They have better armor. That helmet's dope. It gives vampire counts in 40K, but translated in a way that's old school and goofy, but like in a cool way, you know? I feel like that's one thing that Warhammer has actually started to get a grip on in the last few years. I'll give Games Workshop credit on that. With the release of the old world, it feels like Warhammer actually understands what's old and works, you know? Let me get a big example here. And I actually do need to log off here soon, but I do want to leave you guys with one really big example here. I want to compare 2 units specifically, and we got to go back to Age of Sigmar. I want to compare the Griffin General in both the old school Warhammer Fantasy 60s Empire of Man versus the new school Free Guild. They're the same faction, just at different points in the timeline, basically. And they both are generals that ride griffins, and one's clearly meant to be a new version of the other, which is why it has a black woman on it. But on top of that, I do want to point out a couple interesting things that I think are worth comparing. And why, despite looking old as fuck, I still prefer the old school version. Because my God, is that old school cool, strong in this model. Now, Talia Vedra, Lioness of the Perch. She rides a beast that is a lion / eagle / scorpion. That's cool. But man, well, first of all, scorpion is just an interesting choice and is extremely creepy. But that lion's head, look how detailed that lion's head is. Look how detailed it is. Look at the fur. Look at the feathers. Look at that detail. Look at her Talia Vedra herself. Look at her hair blowing in the wind. It's not very good hair, but whatever. Sculpting wise, it's not good. Look at her weapons, how much detail there is on each of them. Look at each of them. My God, I just have never been impressed by this model whatsoever. Ever. I just never have once thought about this model. I've thought about it once, and then I never think about it again. That's this model for me. I do not give a shit about this model at all. Now compare that to the General of the Empire. Is it simpler? Oh yeah, simpler in pose, simpler in sculpt, and you can tell this was designed by somebody a long time ago, because you can do a lot more interesting things with plastic and resin now. But I would 1,000 times buy this before I would ever buy the other one. It sucks. The other one sucks. It does. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, old school fucking charm. There is something in a model just knowing what the fuck it is and being like, this is it. This is the message. This is a general. We're in an empire. Let's go kill some people. That's it. It doesn't need to be more than that. And that pragmatism almost you feel in the character of the model of this is an eagle / lion thing, and it's going to tear your guts out. Look at those claws, you know? It's not even just me saying that. Like, it's highlighted in the fact that the claws are such a prominent thing. One of the first things you noticed, even when they're in a position where the claws aren't immediately obvious, your eye still gets to them eventually, you know? Now, the modeler, this painter's very, very good use of highlights on the bottom of the foot do play into that. But yeah, your eye goes there, you know? This thing looks like it would kill you. Those front claws genuinely look dangerous. That beak genuinely looks dangerous. That pike genuinely looks dangerous. The other classical chimera does look sick. Okay, if you think so. But the thing on this one is that every individual part of it looks like it would actually kill you. It just looks like a guy on a magic beast and he's coming to rip your guts out. I mean, sure, there's the tail, but the paws aren't prominent. The teeth aren't actually that big. You know? The sword, her weapon, isn't prominent, really. You can't really see where it is. Let's go to the 360 view. You know, like the actual sword, even at peak, the sword isn't that prominent. You know, it just doesn't. You know, the banners are the tallest part of it, which for something with a tail that long is really a shame. That the banners are the tallest part of the model and not the actual tail itself, which should be the more prominent thing. That's a shame. That's an actual shame. Thank you, Allie, by the way. It's a shame, you know? And the wings, look like they're about to come and cover you, not kill you, you know? And also the pose is going downward instead of upward, which makes her look less epic. I don't know why Games Workshop did that. You know, just that upward pose gives it a sense of more... just gives it a greater sense of, like, I don't know, something, intentionality, greater sense of purpose, dignity, maybe is the word, you know? Funky. Yeah, it's just, this looks like a knight on a griffin, and it's a really dangerous knight on a griffin. Like, you are liable to lose your intestines if you fight this thing, kind of griffin. But I just don't feel I don't feel threatened by this model. The most prominent parts I'm seeing, the wings and the banners, you know? Even with the tail, the wings, the tail feels like it kind of sneaks up on you, which is kind of good for a scorpion element in the model. Like, that's actually kind of fitting. And a real chimera, it should be a snake, I believe. But, and also have multiple heads. But, yeah, it's kind of fitting, I guess, for the scorpion part to sneak up on your vision. But the wings and the banners being the biggest thing when it should be the general and her throne blocking so much of her profile, it just don't work. I guess I could take off the throne, but even she isn't particularly imposing. You know, it's still just, I don't know, it's just not there. It's just not as good. It's just not. It just has more detail. It's not better. It just has more detail. That's it. And, you know, part of getting the most out of the models you buy is knowing the difference between models that just have a lot more detail on them in 2025 versus models that are just timeless. Maybe that's the word. Timeless. That's the best way. You know? Yeah, the seat would block half of your actual view. And I mean, if you're looking at it from above, like, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Like, how are you seeing on the tabletop? Probably like this, you know, when you're actually, like, sending the thing out. Or like this, you know, it's a little bit up. That's actually pretty good. You know, like you do... Oh, actually, you know what? That's kind of interesting because the wings do look a little better from this angle. I'll admit that. The wings do look better. They look like they're reaching out to grab something on the tabletop. They look dangerous. I'll give them that. You know, I hadn't realized that. They look dangerous. You know, they look like arms out to grab the enemy's models out from under them. That's kind of cool. I like that. The tail is gone. From above, the tail, like, you're never going to notice the tail. Maybe if you're at that angle. But when are you at that angle for models you're sending out? You know, you're almost never going to notice the tail. And the enemy won't notice it because of the throne. Yeah, the throne will block it when your enemy is trying to actually look at it too. So that's great. Or just draw the eye so much that it won't even be there. You're right about that. Your enemy won't see the tail and you won't see the tail. You only really see the tail from the sides because of that fucking throne. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Let me check the general then. What does his upward look like? Oh, that's dope. It doesn't look like it's reaching out to physically grab the enemy and attack them, but it has nobility to it. It looks like it's leading an army still. I'd call him even. I bump up the other one that I didn't like a few points for its overhead view because it does look so menacing. But I think they're on par. This is still great. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. And you can still see the rider really well, even from this angle. What does your enemy see? Probably... Oh, hang on. Hang on. Oh, that's great. Your enemy sees great stuff. Oh, that's so good. And that's okay. Yeah, I mean, when the pike blocks its face, that's not great. But, you know, maybe if the pike were a little bit bigger, that's the one complaint I could see. The Imperial Aquila. It does. It does look like the Imperial Aquila. Yeah. The older, yeah, it's, and you know, I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, new model bad, old model good. There are other examples, you know. I think that the Cavaliers, those horsemen we checked earlier, those look better than the old Warhammer Fantasy horses by fucking miles. The Free Guild Cavaliers are great. I do have to log off, though, guys. I do have to go. Thank you for being here with me. Do join the Discord, please. Allie can post a link, I am sure. Or I could just do it and not be a lazy asshole, I suppose. I could just do that and not be a lazy asshole. Hang on. On next, I don't know. I am at a point right now where I am trying to pay things off. I just started a new job, and I like it, but I got bills right now I got to deal with. So, oh, thank you, Allie. Yeah, at this point, I got bills that I got to get taken care of first and foremost, and I'm doing a good job with it, but it's going to take some time. Definitely at some point this week, either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, preferably at least 2 of those days. I don't know what my weekend is yet. My schedule is still really up in the air, so I don't know. But probably Tuesday through Thursday, at least one of those days, preferably 2. We'll see when I can get up. Yeah, it's the bills are coming first here. Like if anyone I've said this before. If anyone wants to reconsider subscriptions, payments, subs, whatever, that's fine. It's no hard feelings. But I'll be fine. I do like this job a lot, so I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. But I'll be back at some point in there to stream, and I do have some videos, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up coming out. We'll see what ends up getting churned out of the pipeline, you know. Thank you guys for being here. I need to log off. I got to eat dinner, and I got to go to bed because I work in the morning. Thank you guys.